Marhaba everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Firstly, would like to thank Terrapin for making this seamless Middle East 2020 happen. And of course, thanks to you all for making out for this session. Myself, Devansh Shah, and I fuel the commerce growth for the businesses out there at Krish TechnoLabs. And here at Krish, we just love solving e-commerce puzzles for the brands from the digital sphere. Today, we'll be going through a brand success story named as Seniority, which is an Indian-based brand and also part of a leading group named as RPG. Seniority as a brand name suggests it's among India's first one-stop destination created especially for senior citizens and elders. Let's go through this interesting use case which helped transforming the lives of senior citizens and elders using Magento Commerce. In our today's agenda, we're going to cover the entire ecosystem for this particular brand of Seniority and how this particular brand Seniority was able to reach 500% growth within just span of 2 years. Yes, you heard it correctly. 500% growth within the span of 2 years. So here are itineraries which we will be covering during our today's session. Consumer-based senior citizens, how this consumer group is transferring day by day, a deep dive into this inspiration story as in understanding what seniority is, what were the challenges, how they overcome, and outcomes that brought them to this success. And of course, a lot of key takeaways for you all. So a few days back, I was just going through the global market stats and was genuinely surprised to see the market moving drastically, especially because of COVID situation. Of course, there's a lot of corrections in this market which will come over the period of time, but if understand it correctly, it's a lot of surprises coming up in coming years. The stats are all about retail shopping experience, mobile, and their conversion ratios looking in 2021. With COVID situation, definitely these numbers have highly fluctuated and market corrections are expected in near future. Starting with shopping experiences, in terms of 15.9% of retail sales worldwide are expected to take place in 2021. Definitely with the close down and offline sales being badly affected, the online boost is there. Mobile experience. In 2021, it is expected that 69.3% of all digital sales will take place on mobile devices. And definitely 7 out of 10 people use their mobile for purchasing the goods. Conversion ratio, that has definitely taken a leap. Initially, people used to surf online, browse the products, and then go to the offline stores to check the products. But now that has become to a reality where people browse online, validate it, and purchase it directly. The future, there was a huge difference between a desktop sales and the mobile sales. But today, mobile sales still fall behind desktop sales and to the tune of 1 trillion. Of course, in future, these numbers would be a far, far away. So moving to the next is the consumer based, which is senior citizens. As mentioned, senior citizens, the forgotten consumers. That as the chart suggests, the overall represent how customer groups from different age drive the market growth and how that little 5% of customer group who are at the age of 75 plus affect the market. But when you talk about senior citizens, the countries like India, USA, UK, Canada, Sri Lanka have a huge number of senior citizens. So there is a huge consumer base of senior citizens group in these countries, and altogether a different market for brands to reach out. Interesting part is that overall this generation is getting digitally transferred and would like to give huge kudos to the telecommunication companies and the smartphone manufacturing companies for making this transformation possible, as they are making it affordable and accessible to each and every people out there. Definitely, senior citizens have adopted from being a tech-phobic generation to a tech-friendly generation. As the numbers suggest, 82% of the adults aged from 65 to 69 use internet daily. So it has become a crucial part of their regular life. Coming to the inspiration of today's brand success story, Seniority. So moving next, we would discuss about this Indian-based brand and how it has been leading in this market over the period of time. Seniority, as the name suggests, it definitely is dedicated to a very unique use case of the generation which has been currently existing here. As Seniority aims to be the trusted companion for the comfort and convenience of all the seniors and their caregivers, with an unwavering dedication to providing highest levels of customer service. They want to be the first port of call for all their needs. Just imagine the vision this brand carries. Surely, this would have put smile on your faces by thinking of your loved ones. Seniority brand was established in 2016 and they started their digital journey on Magento 1 open source with their amazing digital team who helped them out to achieve their goals. The journey they started up in the digital sphere gave them tremendous response in the short time. In fact, by the end of the initial year, they were around 700 orders per day, which is a huge volume to stand with in the first year. But with this increase in business volume, they also started facing issues, which was becoming the bottleneck for their growth and the coming success. Challenges. When we talk about problems, here are the few key issues what this brand was facing and how this problems was being a bottleneck to their business. So over-engineered code base, bulky build with bunch of third-party extensions, loosely defined business logics workflow. So as we all know, when we are in the initial years of the business, there's a lot of business workflows which get tested over the period of time. And same was happening with this brand as well. With the new challenges, with the making the customer experience seamless, they always try to add some new functionalities, new codes, and customization, which eventually came up with the results of over-engineered code base. Operational efficiency. So in terms of operational efficiency, as we are in a scenario of omni-channel experience, everyone expects that all the sales point of channel are being closely, tightly configured and integrated so that any customer who is trying to buy online or offline feels the same experience. In this way, what happened with this particular brand was that the warehouse was getting bigger and bigger day by day with the increase in sales, but the integration and the seamless flow of data which was supposed to happen between the systems was not being getting accurate. Now this made to the result that the management of warehousing system resulting in constant backlog of pending and unattended orders at the fulfillment level. Now this become bunch of frustrated buyers every day, jamming customer support lines and seeking updates about their purchases. Mobile experience was terrible. Confusing the mobile navigation and choppy responsive web layouts increased the customer churn rate and somewhat throttling everyday order volume as the shoppers wants to place an order, but they cannot find the items what they needed, intended to buy. Considering the target audience and the generation, they always feel that whatever is being loudly and clearly showcased is trusted firstly. But that was the problem which was left unattended. Performance bottleneck. Of course, being a new brand into the market, there was a lot of marketing campaigns, paid marketing campaigns, and upfront marketing efforts literally were invested over the period of time. But it eventually turned out to be waste because of the frequent site crash leading to bad customer experience when they come over to the offer landing page and found out that site was not working as expected. Now, this is also one of the key results where consumers starts losing out trust because of the security and the performance issues. Misguiding the data insights, inaccuracy with the data, with the customers having mobile number and email address was causing a great degree of confusion because some customers used to log in through mobile and some through email addresses. Now, kind of target audience they had, which is the senior citizens, always used to forget about their email addresses and was very difficult for them to happen that. So they provided mobile number options in which they can easily log in through their mobile numbers. Now, considering this behavioral footprints and channelizing appropriate strategy, this was carrying a huge issue. Now, after a details gathering from the client side about the issues, here came a detailed solution discovery phase where we tried to understand the key stakeholders' issues, what was exact the problem areas, and what was bothering them to expand in future. So a detailed solution discovery and a requirement gathering phase with an in-depth solution gathering was defined and founded that Magento Commerce would be the right fit for such power boosting brands. So as correctly mentioned, commerce without limits. So as an approach, we took up a detailed solution discovery phase in which we understood about their consumer base, business verticals, and their vision for the coming years. This helped us to realize that it was not just the senior citizens who were buyers, but also their caregivers. So it was a key challenge to bridge the gap of buying journeys and balance out both the generations of buyers. We all have elder people around us and surely could relate to this use case. Defining the kind of target audience, there was a very specific need in which we wanted to give a solution that was balanced to both of these generations. So uh, as we happened to do that, created a large font and increased distance between the interface elements so that whenever a senior citizen is trying to access the product through his thumb, doesn't mistakenly click on any other element. No hamburger menus, no hidden menus. Everything was fairly and loudly shown across so that it becomes easy for the senior citizens to browse them. Clear, actionable error messages and simplified form filling, because we expect that it becomes very easy for the senior citizens to visualize what exactly the errors are so they can correct that errors. Limited options per page. Definitely, if you throw across 1,000 products to a consumer, irrespective of what age group he or she is, they're going to make some confusions and they'll often end up buying a wrong product for themselves. So limited options per page, example, separating checkout and browsing sections. Provide obvious escapes and exit when the user might be stuck. So in spite of making them frustrated of not getting back to the earlier pages, we gave them a very clear options in which they can escape or exit to the desired pages they're looking for. Of course, mobile first approach was taken with design thinking practices as 70% of the buyers come across through mobile devices. The brand was very firm with the buyer journey of users and helped us out to define the solution and the touch points. Brand knew very well that what exactly the buyer journeys are, how their buyer behaviors are through the analytics, and what exactly needs to be given as a solution for their buyers. They, in fact, had in person sessions with their consumer base to make them understand their perspective as well about their buying journeys, their behaviors, and what struggles they used to get. So there were many tech and business level issues addressed. Some of them are mentioned here. Firstly, mobile number replacing traditional email IDs as unique customer identifications. So senior citizens always had this issue of creating email ID, entering email ID password. So we helped them out to get rid of that, and it got replaced with the mobile number verifications. Of course, mobile number is something they always remember. Dynamic shipping rules for warehouse allocation and defining mode of transport based on time, distance, and delivery date. As a part of curiosity, this is the age group which always has a necessity product to order. And the kind of product line which Seniority offers is also comes under the essential goods. So it's always curiosity of a buyer that, okay, when is this particular product getting delivered? What is the time taking? And what is exactly is going to be the best way in which the businesses and the consumers both are benefited. So we help them out to define unique shipping rules in a way that the nearest warehouse from where the product can be picked, packed, and delivered could be possibly done. Ship together. Auto order allocation to the best fit shipping partners based on the area pin code. India being a huge country and with the multiple cities, Seniority wanted to reach to every corner of the country and fulfill the orders of every citizens who are aspiring to get some help for themselves by buying this particular products. So they collaborated with a lot of shipping partners, and with time they matured their shipping deliveries and helped them out, help with the shipping partners. They started doing the best fit shipping approach in which the order was once order is placed, it gets allocated to that particular shipping partner of that pin code, which is highly efficient and proficient to deliver the order in the right time. Returns a pain for any brand or any e-commerce company, because that's something which any brand would expect to have a least number. So auto generation of new orders against all approved RMA requests, maintaining the capability of payment differences, SMS payment links, and other stuffs. Because there might be an issue where the consumer wants to return a product, but every time you return a product, there's a burden to the brand. And this brand didn't want it to have that. So they created a very smart way of handling the returns, and also, meanwhile, replacing the products with the payment difference links so that it becomes easy for the customers and the consumers to make the payments and also make them happy with the overall supply chain. Of course, adding to that, there was also a couple of issues which were having under the order and the shipment life cycle. So Vinculum was the solution which they adopted and wanted to manage the inventory between the Magento and the warehouse. So a real-time sync was being made through the customizations, so that every time an order is being placed, it goes in real time to the warehouse management team, and they get their sleeves folded to get that order picked, packed, and shipped. Google Tag Manager integrations. So Gamuga was also used for predictive analytics and understanding that what the consumer behaviors are, how they can improvise, and what it would take them to see the future for next couple of years. Extended cart price rules. A lot of promotions, activity, and a lot of product discounts were offered because considering the new business, the new brand, they wanted to attract a lot of customers with heavy discounts and a lot of inspiring options in which they can get the products in the best price. Search widget, of course, not for the altogether for the senior citizens, but also for the caregivers. They might not know what exactly the product is, but they know what is the kind of pain their seniors are facing. So accordingly, searching the products by their pain was an easy option which was given, and it helped them out to find the right products. Might be a muscle pain, can be a knee pain, so it can easily be searched products relevant to that. The outcomes, of course, with these problems and the solution suggested, the outcome was amazing. 360-degree facelift of the shopping experience. With the mobile first approach, it was an amazing experience for their customers to get through this whole journey. Leverage customer data by aligning it with browsing behaviors, resulting in boosted sales. Now, every data which was coming to the system was being analyzed and aligned in a way that its browsing behaviors helped for the future resolutions and errors. Increased conversions and increase in average order value. With this convenient experience. The buying journey was getting more smoother and more seamless. Paid campaign are far more responsive with Magento Commerce platform. Of course, now the customers who were coming through the paid campaigns are now more aligned with what the product offerings are. They can easily purchase the offered products without any hassle. Stable platform with tight integrations leading to 45% increase in the operational efficiency. Of course, with this kind of experience and the power boosters, what Magento Commerce offers, there was operational efficiency altogether. The numbers on the screen are not just reflecting the success of the brand, but are also reflecting how a right fit commerce solution can help brands to boost their business within a couple of years. And that's what matters for the in this pandemic time. An average order value got increased by 19%. The increase in mobile traffic was tremendous. The progressive growth of 542% was not just a number, but also a reality for this brand. 77% of new customers, because what we believe that this generation just has a trust on word of mouth. Average time of checkout that got decreased tremendously because now it was very easy and smooth for the buyers to check out with this new experience. So, as mentioned by Mark Twain, age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Now, that chunk of 5% of target audience turned out to be a huge business for this particular brand. And with this era of digital transformation, we believe that brands like Seniority, there are a lot of upcoming brands who can boost their business using the correct fit commerce platforms like Magento Commerce and have their footprints in this global market. Questions? Definitely, there would be a lot of things we can discuss over this seamless platform. So feel free to drop any questions you have on Krish TechnoLabs page. So at last but not the least, let's catch up at booth number B60 at Seamless. I'd like to thank you all for listening to this session and hope that everyone is safe and doing well.